forward the recommendations to you directly. I thought it was Judge Padilla this evening.
Oh, the clerks have the recommendations.
Very good, sir.
The gentleman in the jail there, your name, please?
Lonnie Andrew Wilson.
Wilson, okay.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Wilson, you have, let's see. You have an arrest warrant out of Pima County Justice Court on a shoplifting case, failure to appear, and you also have a felony hold. So you're going to remain in custody on that hold anyway. On the misdemeanor, instead of $250 bond, appoint attorney Amanda Bynum to represent you, and you're going to be seen on video tomorrow at 1 p.m. You're excused.
Okay. Before.
Hello, what's your name?
Nicholas John Ha.
Okay, one moment. All right. You've got a couple of matters in Tucson City Court that you've already been seen on. You also have a new charge of criminal damage. I'm going to order no firearms or other weapons, don't possess or consume any alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs. Bond is set in the amount of $250. I'm appointing the city public defender to represent you on all the charges. You're going to be seen on video June 12th at 1:45. You're excused.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Well. Hello, what's your name?
My name is Shannon Buckland.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Hello, my name is Shannon Buckland.
Shannon
Buckland.
Buckland. Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yes.
All right, you are. You charged. Why is this crossed out? No PC found. Okay. Was Miss Buckland already seen on June 1st?
No.
No, okay.
Judge, she was continued more than once, if memory serves.
Okay. I'm asking because the previous judge says no PC found. But if she didn't see Ms. Buckland, I'm not gonna follow that. All right. So, we're going to release you to the supervision of pretrial service. Actually, I need to read a statement to you.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
All right. The statement's gonna be followed up by a question, answer either yes or no. You may be eligible to participate in a diversion program called STEPS that requires you to participate in a plan specific to your needs for a short time. If you choose to participate and complete the program, these felony drug accusations in your arrest report will be permanently dismissed without you ever being formally charged. Are you interested in getting released from jail custody now and learning more about the STEPS program at your next hearing?
Yes, sir.
All right.
And Judge will waive time.
All right. So you don't possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. You're released to the supervision of pretrial services. Don't go back to the incident location.
Yes, sir.
STEPS hearing is June 9th at 9 o'clock. Your preliminary hearing is July 17th at 1:30, and we'll appoint the public defender to represent you. And
Thank you,
I
sir.
believe you have another matter. Let me get this one straight first. So this next one here, you've got a warrant on a shoplifting case out of Pima County Justice Court. So I'm gonna release you on that matter.
Sure.
With a court date of June 12th at 8:30. Okay, Pima County Justice Court, June 12th, 8:30. You're released
Okay.
on that one.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Oh.
Hello, what is your name?
Tristan Kadarius Lowry Poe, Your Honor.
Okay, one moment.
Yes, Steve. Oh, did you see that? Yeah, so that's.
Okay, you are charged with promoting prison contraband and possession of a narcotic drug. You have a probation hold and another felony hold. I'm gonna order that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. And
Yes, sir. Okay, up to, I know.
Eighth recommendation is I hold on $7,500 bond with pre-trial purposes supervision. If posted, currently on probation, okay? We'll hear from.
Judge, we'd be asking for a $2,000 bond. He's already being held on the probation hold, as you noted, and a $1,000 bond. So given the lower nature of this offense, we'd be asking for $2,000.
State wish to be heard.
No, Your Honor. State submits on the written record.
Bond is set in the amount of 2,500. Public defender is appointed. Your next court date is June 12th at 1:30. Your excuse.
Is,
A white horse?
What's the one now?
Oh. Oh, yes.
Hello.
Jorge Ochoa now.
Okay, I couldn't hear you.
Jorge Ochoa now.
Okay, thank you.
we'll have to cut them off, but
You have an arrest warrant on a charge of drug paraphernalia, charges of class 6 felony. And
but again, it's 5. That helps, so.
I'm not seeing a bond amount on this. Huh? Yeah. Here. So this is. It's right below what? No, 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 I'm talking about the bond on the warrant. I'm not seeing it. Yes, I've got it. But there's not. Here. What? No. Hold without bond. Okay. You've got a felony hold. Let's see. I'm gonna set a bond of $5,000 and review date. We'll review this on June 23rd at 9 o'clock. Okay, you're excused.
Oh,
Hello, what's your name?
Christina Harris.
You've got a warrant out of Nogales Justice Court. Vehicle theft, 1,500. Bond, $1,500 bond on the warrant. Defense wish to be heard?
yes, Judge. We're asking you give her a chance to go deal with this case. It looks like she hasn't picked up any new charges, and her last prior is from 2016 out of county. So we ask you give her a chance to show up and deal with the charges on her own without a bond.
Okay. State wish to be heard?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. Hold on a minute, I need to look something up on this. You want to tell me why you didn't appear?
I was in the hospital because I had cellulitis in my leg. I was in the hospital from like November till January.
All right, I'm gonna release you. I'm ordering that, um, contacting Nogales Justice Court tomorrow before 3 o'clock PM and arrange for a court appearance. Also, don't have any contact with the alleged victim or return to the incident location. You're excused.
Thanks. Hello, Your Honor.
Hello, what's your name?
Christopher Allen.
Do we have a ticket on him? Wait. Yes. Sure. All right. You're charged with 2 counts of domestic violence, disorderly conduct, as well as domestic violence assault. I'm gonna order that you have no contact with Stephen Allen. Stay away from his home and workplace. You do get a one-time return visit with a police escort to collect your belongings. Don't commit any acts of domestic violence. I'm releasing you with a court date of July 2nd at 10 a.m. and that will be at Marana City Court. You're excused.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Your Honor.
Lopez.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello, what's your name?
Anjanine Lopez.
Hmm?
Oh my God.
You charged with domestic violence assault. In order that you no contact with Rosemarie Gralva. Stay away from her home and workplace. You get a one-time return visit with a police escort to get your belongings. And and don't commit any acts of domestic violence. Your court date 10:30 a.m. at Pima County Justice Court. You're released with those conditions. You're excused.
Thank you.
Good evening, Your Honor.
Hello, what's your name?
Frederick Mason Bonilla.
Mr. Bonilla, you're charged with domestic violence, disorderly conduct, and domestic violence, unlawful imprisonment. I'm gonna order that you not commit any acts of domestic violence and do not return to the residence of Mary Carrington. You do have a probation hold, felony probation hold. I'm gonna set a $100 bond on this misdemeanor, appoint the city of Tucson public defender to represent you. And set a video review for you for June 11th at 1:30. You're excused.
Thank you.
Cut the door, cut the door. Now you sit, you up.
Hello, Your Honor.
What's your name?
Leovardo Durazo Alde.
I'm sorry, say again.
Leovardo Durazo Alde.
Thank you. You're charged with domestic violence, disorderly conduct, domestic violence assault, and domestic violence criminal damage. I'm ordering that you not commit any acts of domestic violence. You are released with that condition. Your court date at Tucson City Court is July 8th at 1:30. You're excused.
Lisa,
You
my,
can release.
Thank you.
Rivera.
Hello, what's your name?
Monica Rivera.
Okay. Mr. Rivera, you were charged with domestic violence, assault. You have a couple pending domestic violence cases and you appear to be on probation for yet another domestic violence matter. I'm going to order that you be held on a $2,500 bond. Don't commit any acts of domestic violence. No alcohol or illegal drugs, and no firearms or other weapons. Video review is scheduled for June 10th at 1:45. I am appointing the city public defender to represent you, and this will be at Tucson City Court. If you bond out, it'll be July 18th, 9:30 in person. You're excused.
Is there any way I could lower the bond so I'm on Social Security?
No, I'm not going to lower the bond up because you got previous domestic violence charges and you're on probation.
Okay.
All right? You're excused. Hello, what's your name?
Healer student. You have numerous cases in Tucson City Court, and I believe you failed to appear on each one of them. So let's go through.
They're all on the same
Just
charge,
didn't ask you
Judge.
any questions. Uh,
I know you didn't. This guy shouldn't be arresting me for the same thing over and over and over again.
September 5th of 2024, you charged with trespassing, possession of drug paraphernalia, and prescription-only drug possession without a prescription. October 24th, drug paraphernalia and trespassing. December 9th of last year, drug paraphernalia. Drug paraphernalia, this one, and trespassing, this one is from February 10th of this year. March 19th of this year, drug paraphernalia. May 27th, trespassing and drug paraphernalia. And today, drug paraphernalia, prescription-only drugs. Except for the last two that I mentioned, you have failure to appear complaints on each one. So we'll enter not guilty pleas. You're not to return to any of the incident locations or have any contact with any alleged victims. Do not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. $300 bond.
City Public Defender is appointed to represent you. And we're gonna set a video review. June 10th. At 1:45.
Thank you.
If you bond out, it'll be July 2nd in person at 9 o'clock.
When's my hearing and when, what?
June 10th at 1:45 video. If you bond out, post the 300, it'll be in person at City Court, July 2nd at 9 o'clock. You're gonna have an attorney representing you.
So I don't have a court date for another month?
That's if you bond out.
If you don't post the bond, you're gonna be seen this month. If you
8 days.
post the bond, you're gonna be seen in July. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, you're excused. Yes.
So
5,000. Hello, what's your name?
Walter Berger.
Okay. You got both felony and misdemeanor cases. I'll omit reading of the felony charges. Let's see. State recommending a $5,000 bond with pretrial services supervision if posted. And we'll hear from defense counsel.
Judge, we'd be asking for a lower bond, something like 2,000. He is unemployed at this point. He has one prior, which is from 2010. He was released from prison in 2021. It doesn't look like he's picked up any new felonies. He doesn't have an active NVCA flag, and it looks like this is his first registration violation that I can see. So we'd be asking for $2,000.
All right. Let's hear from the state.
Your Honor, the state notes is 6 and a 5 on the NCAA FTA scale. The state has serious concerns that a person like this needs to be more aware of the fact that he needs to register much more often and comply with the law. We believe he's a flight risk.
Thank you.
Yeah. Nowhere to go.
Okay, there are further instructions on the form that you're gonna get. Bond is set at 2,500. The county public defender is appointed. And your next court date is June 12th at 1:30. Pretrial services supervision if that bond is posted. Your misdemeanors are in Tucson City Court. Say you charged with possession of drug paraphernalia. This is from March 24th. Which you failed to appear. And today you were charged with possession of paraphernalia and occupying or remaining upon a traffic median. So. Don't go back to the incident location, no alcohol or illegal drugs. Bond is 150 and the city public defender is appointed to represent you.
Why you getting kicked to the rough?
Video review, June 10th. 1:45.
It's good, Phil.
You're excused.
Okay. Got your paper? Ready?
Judge, on the last one, what did you hold? What was the bond on the misdemeanor?
250.
Thank you.
Your name, sir?
Alaric Trejo.
Okay. You're charged with burglary in the first degree, aggravated assault, 4 counts, kidnapping, 4 counts. I'm gonna order that you not have contact with the alleged victim, stay away from victim's residence and the incident location, no firearms or other weapons, no alcohol or illegal drugs, and do not have contact with your co-defendants. You have a probation hold as well. The state is recommending a $50,000 bond. We'll hear from the defense.
Judge, we're asking for a lower bond. He's only 19 years old, so he doesn't have a significant financial history. He's been verified as a lifelong Tucson resident, and he's only scoring a 3 on the NCAA and 2 on the FTA. So we'd be asking for something like a $30,000 bond.
Do you think he'd be able to come up with $30,000 any more than he would be able to come up with 50,000?
I don't think so, Judge. If you're willing to go lower, that's what we'd want too.
Let's stick.
Your Honor, this,
Let's stick with
the
the
state-
50,000. Your next court date is June 12th at 1:30, and the legal defender is appointed to represent you. You're excused.
What was the bond?
50,000. Where's your next posted?
Good luck.
That's what I normally do. I've never been questioned on that before. Yeah. Sure. Hello, what's your name?
Nefertari White.
Say again.
Nefertari White.
White, okay. One moment. Okay, you were charged back in May of 2024 with domestic violence, disorderly conduct, domestic violence assault, domestic violence criminal trespass. You failed to appear in court back in January of this year. Criminal damage, theft, and disorderly conduct. This one is from May of last year. You failed to appear on that one as well. Destruction and a couple other charges I won't mention from September of last year, and you failed to appear on this one as well. Criminal trespass from December of last year, failure to appear. Drug paraphernalia, December of last year, failure to appear. Criminal trespass from December 8th, and you never did appear on that one. So. Criminal trespass from December of this year, you never appeared on that. Not guilty on all. Not guilty plea on all. Let's see. $500 bond. We're gonna set a video review June 10th, 1:45. If you post the bond, it'll shift to in person July 14th. I'm sorry, hold on. Is that a 14th or a 19th? 14th, okay. 9 o'clock. Don't go back to any of the incident locations, no contact with victims, no alcohol or illegal drugs. City public defender appointed. You're excused.
Stand up. Every step.
Oh,
And go back.
Hello, what's your name?
In Ngoga.
I'm sorry, say again?
In Ngoga.
Okay. So you,
Judge, we need, this is an interpreter matter.
oh,
Christian Hirwa, Kinyarwanda interpreter. Kinyarwanda, yes.
what language is this? Oh, I see, okay. All right, so you're charged with criminal damage and endangerment.
Uraregwa ibyaha byo kwangiza umutungo no gushyira ubuzima bw'abantu mu kaga.
I'm gonna order that you have no contact with the alleged victim.
Utegetswe kutongera kuvugana cyangwa kubonana n'abo wakoreye ibyaha.
And don't return to the location of the alleged incident.
Kandi ntabwo ugomba gusubira aho bino byaha byabereye.
Do not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs.
Ntabwo wemerewe kunywa inzoga cyangwa gukoresha ibiyobyabwenge.
And do not drive without a valid driver's license.
Kandi ntiwemerewe gutwara imodoka udafite uruhushya rukora.
The state is asking for $7,500 bond with pretrial services supervision if posted.
Leta irasaba ko wishyura amabonde y'ibihumbi 7,500 kugira ngo ube warekurwa, mu gihe waba wishyuye ukarekurwa ukazajya ukurikiranwa n'abantu bakurikirana abantu bari hanze.
We'll hear from defense counsel.
Tugiye kumva icyo uhagarariye leta, icyo umunyamategeko uguhagarariye aho ngaho abivugaho.
Judge, we're asking for release to pretrial services. He does have verified housing, employment, and support with his wife. He doesn't have any felony or misdemeanor priors. He's scoring a 1 on both the scales. He doesn't have an active NBCA flag. He's 32 with no priors. And this is considered non-violent by pretrial services.
umunyamategeko uguhagarariye aravuga yuko uwo mwicaranye ko bakurekura udatanze bonde kubera yuko ufite aho kuba, ufite akazi, kandi n'umugore wawe nawe akaba yagufasha, kandi nanone bikaba nta bindi byaha wigeze uhamwa nabyo, kandi n'iki cyaha kikaba atari icyaha gishingiye ku rugomo. Ku bw'ibyo abishingiye akaba asaba yuko bakurekura udatanze ingwate y'amafaranga.
We'll hear from the state.
Tugiye
Your
kumva
Honor,
leta ikibivugaho.
Your Honor, notwithstanding pretrial's assessment as this is nonviolent, I would note the IC, which states, amongst other things, that this accident was so profound, it was enough to flip over a vehicle, and it would appear that. Go ahead, sir.
Nubwo bigaragara yuko nta udateje akaga rubanda mu gihe waba urekuwe, ariko umushinjacyaha uhagarariye leta aravuga yuko ino mpanuka imodoka yihindukije ikaba yari impanuka ikomeye.
And it would appear the defendant was impaired at the time. The signs and symptoms of impairment are ample in the interim complaint. And again, this vehicle crash was so powerful that it actually flipped one of the vehicles over. It's a miracle nobody was killed.
Ngo kandi ubwo impanuka yabaga wagaragaje ibimenyetso by'uko wari ufite ibisindisha mu mubiri, wagonze imodoka irihindukiza, ni kuvuga amahirwe nta muntu wigeze apfa, ariko iyi ngiyi ikaba yari impanuka ikomeye.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. One have one piece.
I'm going to release you the supervision of pretrial services, sir. Cooperate with them. Your next court date is June 23rd at 1:30.
Ugiye kurekurwa, ariko ukaba uri bukurikiranwe n'abantu bacunga cyangwa bagenzura abantu baburana bari hanze. Itariki yo kwitaba mu rukiko ikazaba ari kuri 23 z'ukwa gatandatu saa 7:30.
Public defender is appointed to represent you.
Ukaba uhawe umunyamategeko cyangwa se umuavoka wa leta wo kuzagufasha muri bino birego.
I emphasize that you are not to possess or consume any alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs.
Ubyumve neza ko utemerewe kunywa inzoga cyangwa kuba wakoresha ikindi kiyobyabwenge icyo ari cyo cyose.
Understood?
Urabyumva neza?
Yego ndabyumva.
Yes.
Okay. You're excused.
Kuri ubu ngubu ukaba urarangije.
That's excellent. So I have mfite ikibazo.
I have a question.
Okay.
So nemerewe gutwongera gutwara ryari imodoka, nemerewe gutwara ryari?
When am I going to be allowed to drive again?
At least 90 days suspended.
Yeah, that's a question for your attorney.
Icyo ni ikibazo umunyamategeko wawe azagufasha gusubiza.
Okay.
Right?
So now you go home. Yes. Thanks so much. So this is gonna be this location. This there? No.
No paperwork.
Yeah.
May the interpreter be excused?
Yes.
Boyd.
Thank you.
Boyd. Wrong way. Too late now?
Yeah.
Hello, what is your name?
My name is John, first name,
John what now?
John Boyd, B-O-I-D.
Okay, thank you. One moment. Mr. Boyd, you are charged with criminal damage greater than $2,000. The state, I'm going to order that you not have contact with the alleged victims, stay away from the incident location, no alcohol or illegal drugs. The state is recommending a $5,000 bond with pretrial services supervision if that bond is posted. We'll hear from defense counsel.
Judge, we're asking for a $1,000 bond, given this is a criminal damage offense. He doesn't have any felony or misdemeanor priors. He does not have an active NVCA flag, and he is unemployed and disabled at this time.
John Kerry Boyd. And that didn't be said by John Kerry Boyd.
That's okay.
We'll hear from the state.
Your Honor, as far as disabled, he seemed to have no trouble taking a large rock and shattering the window of a business he apparently took issue with. As far as flight risk, I did not see a residence here, Your Honor, and this was an inherently violent act. State would ask for at least $2,500, if not the full $5,000.
All right, thank you. One moment. I'm adding to the conditions, no firearms or other weapons. Bond is set in the amount of. Everyone okay? Bond is set in the amount of 2,500. Public defender appointed, jury is the court date. In addition to the felony matter, you've got some misdemeanors as well. You were arrested back on or charged for an incident from May 25th. And with trespassing and criminal damage. And today you were charged with 4 counts of disorderly conduct fighting, as well as 2 counts of criminal damage. These are from Tucson City Court. So what I see in the probable cause statements on the misdemeanors indicate a rather violent disposition, 2,500 misdemeanors. We'll appoint the city public defender. And again, no alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or other weapons. Don't have any contact with the alleged victims. Stay away from the incident locations. Video review on the misdemeanors will be June 10th, 1:45. If you post the bonds and are released before then, July 2nd at 9 o'clock, Tucson City Court.
You're excused, sir.
Brown.
Hello.
Hello, what is your name?
My name is Lotus Jane Brown.
Okay. You are charged with possession of a narcotic drug, and then you have a misdemeanor matter that a couple of them that we need to address. First of all, I'm going to read a statement to you, followed up by a question. Please respond to the question either yes or no. You may be eligible to participate in a diversion program called STEPS that requires you to participate in a plan specific to your needs for a short time. If you choose to participate and complete the program, these felony drug accusations in your arrest report will be permanently dismissed without you ever being formally charged. Are you interested in getting released from jail custody now and learning more about the STEPS program at your next hearing?
Yes, absolutely. And we'll waive time, Judge.
All right. Okay, that brings us to July 17th. Okay, no alcohol or illegal drugs. Don't return to the incident location. Pretrial services supervision. Cooperate with pretrial services. Your step hearing is scheduled for June 9th at 9 o'clock. Preliminary hearing is July 17th at 1:30, and the public defender is appointed to represent you.
Thank you.
Now, on your misdemeanor warrants, one of them is for you failed to appear on a theft case and also involving drug paraphernalia and displaying a false plate. These matters are from 2023. And then the second warrant involves domestic violence, criminal damage, and domestic violence disorderly conduct, and these are from April of this year. So I'm going to release you on both of these. On the theft matter, your court date is July 23rd. I'm sorry, June 23rd. And that'll be at 10:30. And you're already represented by Attorney Douglas Taylor. And then on the domestic violence matter, that'll be the same court date, and you have Mr. Taylor representing you on that one as well. Okay, you're excused.
Thank you.
Levenger.
Hello. Hello.
Oh, what's your name?
Renee Clevenger.
Okay, thank you.
You're charged with burglary in the first degree, aggravated assault, 4 counts, kidnapping, 4 counts. No order that you have no contact of any kind with the alleged victim. Stay away from their residences and workplace as well as the incident location. Do not possess any firearms or other weapons, and no alcohol or illegal drugs. And also, I'm ordering that you not have contact with your co-defendants. The state is recommending that I hold you on a $50,000 bond. We'll hear from defense counsel.
Judge, we'd be asking for a much lower bond, something around 5 to 10,000. She has verified housing, employment, and support with her dad, and her kids are staying there as well. She doesn't have any felony or misdemeanor priors. She's scoring a 1 on the FTA scale, a 2 on the NCAA scale, does not have an active NVCA flag, and is only 18 years old, so doesn't have a significant financial history. I understand the state's going to point out the allegations in this instance. We acknowledge that. However, statistics show she's unlikely to reoffend. So we'd ask you to consider that in your bond amount.
We'll hear from the state.
Your Honor, this individual is involved in the same incident as Mr. Trejo. The state considers her just as much a risk. Defense pretty much read my mind. Doesn't change the fact that's the state's position.
All right.
And Judge, I will note, as compared to the co-defendant who was on probation and had a prior, she has absolutely no criminal history.
I'm gonna step on in the amount of 30,000. Your court date is June 12th at 1:30, and the public defender is appointed. You're excused.
Okay, hold on.
Other door, other door. Go down the stairs. Kimbrough.
So
Hello, sir. What's your name?
For Kimbrough.
You got 2 complaints. First one, possession of narcotic drugs for sale, possession of drug paraphernalia, felony resisting arrest, and prohibited possessor. We're gonna order no alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or other weapons, don't have contact. Don't have contact with the alleged victim and do not return to the incident location. The second complaint is criminal damage. They're gonna be pretty much the same conditions. On the first complaint, the state's recommending a $7,500 bond with pretrial services supervision if posted. And on the second one, 7,500 consecutive with pretrial services supervision if posted. We'll hear from the defense.
Judge, we're asking for 7,500 total on both complaints. He does have priors, but the last one is from 2003, so it's almost 20 years of no felony convictions. He does not have an active NVCA flag. He's 63 years old. homeless at this time, and it does look like he has an arm injury, so we'd be asking for the 7,500 concurrent.
All right, we'll hear from the state.
Your Honor, he was caught selling fentanyl, and in the IC it says he tried to flee. So it wasn't charged with flight, but then we have apparently he took issue with his food order at McDonald's and decided to do about $3,500 of damage to the location. And it would seem he did this in rather quick succession. The state would consider him a risk to the community and a flight risk.
All right, thank you. We're gonna make it 5,000 apiece. Public defender appointed. Next court date, June 12th at 1:30. Public defender appointed. Weren't these originally one condition of release? The ever present they asked for two. Okay, I know.
Peterson.
Hello.
Hello, what's your name?
Nicholas Peterson?
Mr. Peterson, you're charged with aggravated driving under the influence, possession of narcotics paraphernalia, and possession of drug paraphernalia. No order, no alcohol or illegal drugs. Don't drive without a valid driver's license. Don't return to the incident location. You do have a probation hold, so regardless of what I do, you'd be held on that. State's recommending $10,000 bond with pretrial services supervision if posted. We'll hear from defense counsel.
Judge, we'd be asking for a $7,500 bond.
Okay.
I think there's a probation hold.
Yes, there is a probation hold.
I was never told, I was never followed, I never.
We'll hear from the state.
I was never
State submits,
told.
Your Honor.
$7,500 with pretrial services supervision if posted. June 12th, 1:30, public defender appointed. You're excused.
I'm sorry, Judge, can you say the bond amount?
$7,500.
Phillips.
Hello, what's your name?
Thomas Phillips.
Mr. Phillips, you're charged with possession of narcotic drug for sale, possession of dangerous drug for sale. Let's see what we've got here. State's asking for $15,000 bond with pretrial services supervision. If posted at a minimum, I'm ordering no alcohol or illegal drugs. Don't go back to the incident location. And we'll hear from defense counsel on the matter of the requested bond.
Judge, we're asking for a lower bond. It looks like at this point he is self-employed and homeless, but he does not have an active NVCA flag, and he is 57 years old. So we're asking for a lower bond than the 15.
He's got quite a criminal history. Let's hear from the state.
Your Honor, the state would candidly disagree. It looks like he does have a job. It looks like he was selling methamphetamine as well as fentanyl. Search and incident to arrest yielded over 40 grams of meth and 233 M30s, as well as paraphernalia consistent with the sale and somewhere over 270 some odd dollars in cash. Your Honor, drug sales risk the community. He has an extensive prison record, and he is likely looking at mandatory prison time if he is convicted, his age notwithstanding. 15,000.
All right. 15,000 for child services supervision if posted. Public defender appointed. Court date is June 12th at 1:30. For excuse.
Watts.
Hello.
Hello, what's your name?
Jonathan Watts.
Mr. Watts, you're charged with unlawful discharge of a firearm, domestic violence, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. The state is well, at a minimum, I'm gonna order no alcohol or illegal drugs, no acts of domestic violence, no firearms or other weapons, don't have contact of any kind with the alleged victim, and stay away from the victim's home, workplace. And the state is recommending $500,000 with pretrial services supervision. We'll hear from defense counsel.
Judge, from my reading of the interim complaint, it sounds like this appeared to be an accident. I know when I read the defendant stayed and provided aid and spoke to police when they arrived. He doesn't have any felonies or misdemeanors. He's only scoring a 1 on the FTA and a 2 on the NCA scale with no active NVCA flag. And he's only 18. So it doesn't have a significant financial history. And just given how this was charged, despite the facts, which I know the state is going to emphasize, we'd be asking for a much lower bond.
Okay, thank you. We'll hear from the state.
Your Honor, first off, firearms don't go off by themselves. The trigger has to be pulled. If this person was in an argument with the victim over the fact that she didn't want him to have the firearm, and whilst apparently placing said firearm into a backpack, it went off. Basic gun safety says you unload and clear a weapon before you put it away.
Judge, that's not in the facts.
I'm looking at the IC.
You can't just
But,
volunteer information.
Your Honor, guns don't go off by themselves. This person took a .223 round to the chest and is currently, at last heard, in critical but stable condition at a local hospital. Additionally, it looks like state submits, but what we have here is a person that's lucky to be alive because of the actions of the defendant, notwithstanding their actions, excuse me.
All right, thank you. $150,000 bond, pretrial services supervision if posted June 12th, 1:30, public defender appointed. Along with the other conditions, you're excused.
If possible. Then Reynolds.
Well,
Hello, sir, what's your name?
Valente Zambrano.
You're charged with disorderly conduct with a weapon. I'm going to order that you not possess any firearms or other weapons. Do not have contact of any kind with the alleged victims. Stay away from the incident location. No alcohol or illegal drugs. State's asking for a $50,000 bond with pretrial services supervision if posted. We'll hear from defense.
Judge, we'd be asking for a much lower bond, or honestly, pretrial release. This is a class 6 felony. I understand the facts, seem very extreme. However, the investigators at the time charged it as an F6 felony, just right above a misdemeanor. He claims to have housing with this uncle and part-time employment as a dishwasher, no felony or misdemeanor priors, no NBCA flag, only a 2 on the FTA scale, 4 on the NCA scale, and only 19 years old, Your Honor. So given all those factors and the way this is charged, we'd ask you consider releasing him to pretrial, or no more than a $10,000 bond.
Let's hear from the state.
Your Honor, this individual brought a pistol to Rincon High School. In the toilet, he got into an argument, allegedly, with another student. He allegedly then brandished the weapon. The victim stated to police that he was afraid for his life. Officers then located the weapon on this individual with a fully loaded magazine, or at least, 10 rounds in a magazine. There is video surveillance outside of the toilet in question. And Your Honor, the state would emphasize he brought a gun to school. Thank you.
All right. 50,000, pretrial services supervision if posted. June 12th, 1:30, public defender appointed. Your excuse, sir. Have a good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Your Honor.